Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot going on this week. There were bills on the House floor, the Senate floor, plus numerous bills in committees on both sides. So there is a lot happening. To kick off this week, we're going to talk about Senate Bill 582, the North Carolina Farm Act of 2023. This bill is sponsored by Senator Brent Jackson, Norm Sanderson, and Buck Newton. While normally we don't put a lot of provisions or have a lot of provisions within a farm act, this bill does contain one provision that deals with conforming state and federal regulations on wetlands. It's an important provision for developers throughout the state, particularly for housing affordability. This bill did pass the Senate and was sent to the House, so we'll continue to monitor this legislation as the session progresses. Another bill that we're watching is House Bill 409, Regulation of Accessory Dwelling Units. This is sponsored by Representatives Matthew Winslow, Vernetta Austin from Durham, Steve Tyson from Craven County, and Glorstein Brown from down east in Pitt County. This bill would make it easier for builders and homeowners, if they chose to build an accessory dwelling unit on their property, to do so without hindrance or overregulation from local governments. This bill passed out of the House Rules Committee this week and moved to the floor the following day on Thursday. It passed the House on Thursday. Now it'll be sent over to the Senate. We'll monitor this bill as it moves forward. Another one of our bills that's a huge priority this session is Senate Bill 673, Wastewater Regulatory Relief Act. This is sponsored by Senators Paul Newton, Benton Sawrey, and Michael Ozara. This bill passed the Senate Agriculture, Energy, Environment Committee, as well as the Senate Rules Committee this week. The bill will now head to the Senate floor. This bill would allow new and existing wastewater treatment systems to use an alternate wastewater flow calculation that takes into account new technologies and procedures. Under the old calculations, they were using 120 gallons per bedroom. This bill would allow for the use up to 75 gallons per bedroom. This bill would be huge across the state, free up a ton of capacity in a lot of areas that are high growth. And again, we will stay on top of this bill. It is one of our top priorities for this session. Another bill that we're closely monitoring is House Bill 785, Prohibit Fire Sprinkler System Requirements. This was sponsored by Representative Mark Brody and Larry Potts. This bill was heard in the Local Government Land Use Planning and Development Committee this week. It was for discussion only, so there was no action taken on the bill. This bill would prohibit sprinkler systems from being mandated into code for residential construction. This includes townhomes. We do need to work on this bill if it progresses to make sure that the 2-hour firewall exemption is placed in for townhomes. But this is a good bill that we will monitor as it moves forward. Finally, one of our top priorities is coming back next week. That's House Bill 488, Code Council Reorganization of Various Code Amendments. This bill is sponsored by Representatives Mark Brody, Destin Hall, Tricia Cotham, and Dennis Rydell. This bill will be heard in the House Finance Committee on Tuesday morning. This is one of our top priorities. This deals with the creation of the Residential Code Council, as well as freezing the energy code that we currently have in place temporarily until the new Code Council is created. This is our top priority, so we're going to be working really hard over the next couple days, working with members to ensure the passage of this bill. Now let me introduce you to our Legislator of the Week.
Thank you, Stephen. We're very excited today to be here with Representative Ashton Clemmons from Greensboro. She is the Deputy Democratic Leader, a big supporter of housing issues. She married into the housing business, so we're very excited about that. So she understands firsthand some of the challenges our members face. And this week, she is our Legislator of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you so much to all of the home builders across North Carolina. You have a great team here in Raleigh who advocates for you and making sure that we're doing what we can to support you as you're building housing across North Carolina. So thank you all for what you do.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Representative Clemmons, for all your support over the last several years. You've been wonderful. You really helped our industry out by sponsoring bills that are important to us and our industry and the future of homeowners and builders across the state, and we can't thank you enough. For more information, read our written legislative report. See you next week.